Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the Ford Boss 302 intake manifold fitting 2011 to 2017 5-liter F-150s. If you're looking to make more power out of your Coyote-powered F-150, then this is an easy way to make it happen. It's an easy and affordable mod that's going to bolt right onto your stock engine block, and it's going to make a pretty big difference in the way your truck performs. Mustang owners have been using this trick since the Boss 302 was first introduced back in 2012. Now, the Boss's intake manifold features a larger plenum, longer runners, and slightly different routing, but it bolts directly onto the top of any 5-liter Coyote V8 because it's a Ford factory part. So it's like doing a cold air intake, but this is going to make an even bigger difference over stock when it comes to airflow. Better airflow means more power, and really, who doesn't like that? Now, we're not going to be throwing the truck on our dyno, but we've heard claims of up to 40 more horsepower over stock, which makes sense. The Boss 302 made about 444 horsepower versus the stock Mustang 5.0's 400. So you can kind of extrapolate from there, but remember, your results may vary. This is also going to bring you more torque and a slightly different power curve. So it makes more power higher up in the rev range because of the way this is designed. So as opposed to your stock intake manifold, which collects the air down on the bottom and then loops it up through the runners and down into the heads, this is going to collect everything at the large box here at the top. It's going to get pulled down to the individual cylinders through these longer runners on the side. The longer runners and that more natural flow of air means higher air velocity, better flow, and again, that means more power. And it really lends itself well to the Coyote V8's high-strung, rev-happy nature. You're going to find yourself matting the throttle all of the time because you're just going to want to hear it and enjoy the sound and extra power. Now, it is worth noting here that while this does bolt right onto the engine, you are going to have to do a few other things to get this setup fully functional. For example, you are going to need an aftermarket intake, and you're also going to need a map sensor extension. The intake is because, again, your stock one routes down here as opposed to up top like this one does. So you're gonna have to finagle that a little bit. However, these are minor things, and let's face it, if you're shopping for this intake manifold, you've probably already got yourself a cold air intake. And if you don't, just throw it in the cart, grab that while you're at it. Much like your stock manifold, this is made from a high-strength, heat-resistant composite material. It's going to hold up just like your factory unit, again, because it is a factory Ford part. It also includes new intake gaskets here for the throttle body and for the manifold itself down on the bottom. And everything is just as good of quality as you'd expect from an OEM part. Plus, you've got this cool Boss 302 logo and the strakes up top to make a nice impression when you pop the hood. One thing you might not be expecting, though, is that this doesn't actually carry a huge price tag. Coming in at about $325, this is a pretty affordable modification for a more specialty part, especially considering the benefits that you're going to get out of it. However, like I mentioned earlier, this is going to require you to do a few other things to get the setup working properly. Nothing too over the top, though. Speaking of that installation process, we're going to give it a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should take you around 2 hours to get the job completed. Now, like I mentioned, the manifold itself is going to bolt right into place on top of your engine. You've even got the bolts already in it, ready to go. However, you are going to have to get a few additional pieces moving on the truck to have everything fully functional. That's going to wrap it up here for our review of the Boss 302 intake manifold fitting 2011 to 2017 5-liter F-150s. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things F-150, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.